Hello and welcome back with yours in Demonicness Hellfire. Now this is the second development log of our MMO-RTS project that we have going. It was kind of left alone for a while as we had other things going on, but we're hoping to get back into it and get more stuff sorted. Having said that, Will's the one who's done most of the work on it at this point, as after he finished another project he was working on, he decided to spend some more time on this one to get more sorted. As an off note, his other project was a horror game called Rescue in 24 Hours, and it's up on Steam Greenlight. Link is in the description if you're interested. I've played for a bit, I have a small video series of me playing it. It's quite a good game, I suggest you go take a look, so go on ahead if you like the sound of it. Anyway, getting back on track, Will has taken a few of the problems and things that we weren't sure on before and advanced them a little bit. For example, the camera now has a scroll on it allowing players to be able to zoom in and out of their perspective of the game, which was a nice little addition. He has also sorted out the problem of the selection box around the unit that Dan was having a lot of problems with. Originally Dan was trying to get the code to do some math so that the program would calculate the size of the units and fit a custom box around the units depending on the size of them. In the end though, Will just ended up rewriting it so that instead there's a game object around the units at all times. It's a child under the parent, however it's just disabled, but it then gets enabled when the units are selected, so it's seen, and then it's disabled when the units are no longer selected. Will has also imported the Photon networking code so that it's ready for a networking code he's going to start working on soon. However, at the moment there isn't any actual networking in the game. He's got the package imported ready for when Will gets to it, which I believe he said he wants to start look at soon. So hopefully we might be able to have a start on that soon. In an attempt to be useful, I also tidied up sort of the file directories and made sure everything was organised easy to find in the project folders, mainly so we didn't end up with random files all over the place, make it look like a mess, which it was starting to become. And despite what I said last time about not wanting to model, or well, not being able to model for Toffee and not wanting to give people nightmares, I gave it a go anyway and actually came out with some buildings and character models that weren't too bad, to be fair. There were certainly no masterpieces, but they were alright for now. The only buildings I have made so far are a village hall, which will be the main building of the player's base, and the barracks where the players can create their foot soldiers. Although the village hall is the only one that actually been placed in the test scene at this point, the barracks has been imported to the game but it's not been placed in the test scene view yet, and the other smaller building in the test scene is just a small placeholder for barracks Will made to test out a few scripts and a texturing asset that I'll talk about in a minute. I also tried to model a new character model for foot soldiers, which again, it was no masterpiece but it didn't turn out too bad. Originally we were going to rig him and keep him as a whole model, but then Will had the idea to separate him into several key places, which were the chest, stomach, upper leg, upper arms, lower arms and the head. This meant we won't need to rig the model to animate it, but more to the point we can have more interesting death animations where the model can have things like the heads cut off and the legs and other limbs and so on. The only problem being is I had originally made him as one object in Blender, so I tried cutting it into different objects, separating off each limb and so on. However, naturally, since I haven't done so too bad so far, I ended up messing it up and just got the whole thing wrong. So in the end I ended up sending the file to Will for him to do a better job. This actually was a lot more difficult than what it should have been, because when I tried sending the file over Discord to him, we got some interesting developments. Like for some reason the model was getting messed up in the transfer. Like at one point he took a dent to the head, which looked like someone had swung a baseball bat at him. He also ended up spawning a little horn on his head, which was rather weird. The weirdest one was at one point he just suddenly spawned a twin that was a rather malformed version of himself, which ended up really weirding us out. But in the end, after several attempts, we managed to get the file to Will and he was able to split the model up into different parts, and damn it, Dan's just messaged me. Why didn't I mute Discord? Godkin damn it. Anyway, back to the script. So Will has also imported an asset called Substances from the asset store, which will help us with texturing the different buildings, other models. The asset generates textures through code by parameters that you set using sliders, other controls. Will's applied a few textures to a few things such like the village hall, the catapults, the castle walls, just to give it a go and see what it's like. And to be fair, it looks pretty good. Some of the textures in it at the moment are a little bit, well, they don't quite suit it, like the village hall looks a bit weird, but that was just Will fiddling around with it, giving it a go, and it looks pretty good, so we'll come back to it later on and put in some proper textures using that. Anyway, that's pretty much everything that we've added since the last video. Will's the one who's done most of the things mentioned in this video, but we are trying to get back on track with it, and hopefully we can try and get more done on a regular basis. Although, like I said in the last video, this is subject to constraints, so we do have uni, we have jobs, other things like that, so we can't promise that it'll get done or we can keep up a regular schedule of it. However, we will try. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hellfire out.